Congratulations on being newly listed on the CSE.
Well, welcome back to our viewers that are tuning into another newly listed on the CSE clip. Today, I am joined by both Jerry Huang, he is the CFO, along with Frederick Davidson, he's the CEO of Great Republic Mining Corp. And gents, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you're both well.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Of course, it was nice to catch up briefly at PDAC this year.
Yes.
Always, yeah.
So let's jump right into it. Obviously, Frederick, I'll go with you first. Why don't you give our viewers a quick introduction to Great Republic Mining Corp? What is this company's vision?
Yeah, Great Republic was set up specifically to look for two types of things that up to now, one of which has been ignored. We're obviously, like anybody else, we're concerned about precious metals, and we are looking at some very attractive targets at the moment. But as importantly, we're chasing strategic metals, something that has been ignored, but is critical, and in light of the situation in Ukraine and Russia, has become even more critical. Porcher Island is vanadium, and vanadium is probably one of the critical items that is not produced except in places like Russia, China, and South Africa. We need to change that, and we need to change it quickly.
Fred, to speak on what you've just mentioned here, there might be some viewers who are not familiar with vanadium and how critical it is and what it's used for. Do you want to maybe just give us a quick little brief on why vanadium?
Sure, absolutely. Vanadium is a product that's used in primarily right now, 80% of it for the production of steel. Hardened steel reduces rust, reduces the carbonation of steel. So it's used in the more exotic items. Case in point, they line nuclear reactors with vanadium. Spacecraft use vanadium. And it's now a 21st century type product. And the non-steel uses are becoming just as dramatic. Recently, with the flow through batteries that they're developing in vanadium, have a high storage capacity, charge very quickly, and there's no depreciation or decline in their performance over years. So it's one of those items that is certainly what we regard as a 21st century product.
So Jerry, I'm going to come to you with the next one. You know, the markets have been the markets over the last little while. Why did you choose to take this company public at this time?
Great question, Neil. I mean, obviously, I think we would have timed it better in hindsight, trying to list this last year, but the project wasn't ready. And obviously, being a public company, you can't entirely choose when you go public. So it is obviously project and operational driven. The investors we have are very solid. We have a very well-established board with multi-year experience. Fred himself, we have Bill Fisher as one of the founding members of the board. He was behind the early discovery and sale of Aurelian to Kinross for a few $billion, which is now Lundin Metals in Ecuador, working on several other projects right now. We have an advisor and founding director, Tomas, who's a private family office manager of a high net worth family office in Eastern Europe. And lastly, we have an advisor in Sean Zubik, who's a co-founder of Palisade, and of course, subsequently Newfound Gold, a few $1 billion asset on the TSX and Venture Exchange. So a lot of mining entrepreneurs, of course, it also very well balanced with obviously experience and technical capability on the large cap side. So, with all that combination, Neil, I mean, timing is timing, but again, it's a low float new issuer with a high quality asset. As Fred mentioned, vanadium is very difficult to find outside North America. This is a past producer of gold mine in BC. Again, it's very reasonable in terms of logistics and workable year round. So, I mean, it's a small 1.7 million market cap company at the outset. I don't feel like we have much to go down, given the cash balance, the fact that we just IPO'd. Timing is timing, but starting at the bottom, nowhere to go up, right?
Absolutely. Well said, Jerry. And I know you've touched a little bit on some of your key team members as part of the team as well. Fred, I'm going to jump back to you. Why don't you talk to our audience a little bit about your background and how you've been into this industry?
Yeah. Well, this is about my 40th plus year. I've been in the mining business, and we do have a real mix of players in this. And Bill Fisher, for instance, has got a real record of finding things. And he was responsible for a discovery of a mine in Brazil. The one, as Jerry mentioned, Fruta del Norte. My history is a little different. I've been in the production side, and I've been responsible for the creation, as part of a team, obviously, of 5 mines now. So for us, mining is our future. And I think it's one of those things, quite frankly, I enjoy rolling up my sleeves and making things happen. Interestingly enough, I'm not an engineer. I used to be teaching at the University of British Columbia, but the passion for mining took it over 40 years ago, and that's where I've been ever since.
The bug bit, yeah, I guess it's fair to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Jared, do you want to maybe touch a little bit on your background as well?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, like Fred, I started on the finance side of things. So I was working with CIBC back when I first started my career on the banking side, retail banking, a bit of investment banking and mid-market, and then transitioned to junior mining about 12, 13 years ago now, working with Windsphere, the group that sold the Snap Lake Diamond to Northwest Territory, a joint venture with Rob McEwen, early stage in Argentina, founded the Los Azules, 16 billion pounds copper project. We started off with one of the first lithium companies on TSX in 2009. And subsequently, I started working with Fred a decade plus ago. They were our drillers actually at International Lithium, which sold to Ganfeng. And long story short, Integral being one of the drilling companies that Fred founded, was doing 100 plus million a year in 20 plus countries. We work with so many majors and juniors. We had our eyes and we monitor a lot of great opportunities that come across. And subsequently, we spun out a company called Impact Silver, and that's continued to do very well, going concern, now produced over $250 million in revenue and about nearly 12 million ounces of silver. So this is really what has taken us to this point. Great Republic is really a combination of a lot of the great ideas we've looked and reviewed, and we've picked a very high quality portfolio of assets so far in Porcher Island.
Thank you for that, Jerry. Now, obviously, Porcher Island, Northwest BC, it's a great jurisdiction when it comes to mining. There's infrastructure already in place. So I'm going to come back to you with this question, Fred. What differentiates a company and team like the one at Great Republic from some of your peers that might be in the same region?
Well, that's the thing that makes it very unique. There are very few peers that are involved in vanadium anywhere in North America. In fact, anywhere in the world other than Russia, China, and South Africa. Obviously, all of whom are very reliable suppliers in the current environment. We really need to secure our supplies of these critical products outside of those 3 countries. And we're unique. You could probably list the number of prospects in vanadium on one hand in Canada. We're certainly been identified that way on the industrial literature. And going forward, what makes this one unique is that it's highly anomalous. It's open virtually in all directions. It's got grades that are quite attractive. And at this point, it's open at surface. So it offers an opportunity to be developed relatively simply, obviously, once you've determined there's a resource here. And it's basically close to transport because it's on an island, it's ocean. There's harbor capabilities there if you wanted to develop it. It all fits. And yet at the same time, it's sufficiently far away from a place like Prince Rupert that you're not being encumbered by development at Prince Rupert, which would slow you down on permitting, et cetera. So it fits all of those little niches you're looking for. We've got the talent pool that can develop it. As I say, you've got somebody like Bill Fisher who can supervise the exploration of this project. I've had a history of putting mines into production, and as Jerry mentioned, I was running a very large drilling company, So we think we can probably drill this off relatively efficiently as well. Then we've got a team of actual field geologists who are very well regarded. And the very chap who drafted the prospectus disclosure on the property itself is rolling up his sleeves right now to go ahead and get our fall season underway.
Great. Thanks for that insight. Jared, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, no, that's a very excellent summary by Fred. One thing to really remember is you look at the profile of the team, we've all invested, we've raised money with some high quality investors on. This is a 17 million shares outstanding company at 10 cents, 8 cents, really just out the gate. Everyone profiled on the team has significant experience of success in the capital markets on the various exits, creations of companies like Newfound Gold, obviously Aurelian, multi-billion-dollar exit to Kinross, and Gold Quest, still a going concern in the Dominican Republic. So we're not here to just explore and find something that's small. We're looking for big size assets. And obviously along the way, if something that we encounter through the Energo days or through Impact, if they are not a fit for some of our predecessor companies, they could be a great fit for Great Republic, and you can be sure we can finance those opportunities, especially given the technical and operational depth the team has in running companies that's done hundreds of millions in revenue per year.
Well said, gents. Now, where can our viewers go to, obviously sign up for your press releases, read up on your team, and obviously continue on with you on your journey?
Great, Anil. So check out the website at greatrepublic.ca, and of course follow us at Great Republic Mining on Twitter, and we're setting up our Instagram and various other social accounts. But these two places are probably the easiest right now. greatrepublic.ca.
Thank you for that. To everybody watching, you've been listening to Frederick Davidson. He is the CEO of Great Republic Mining Corp, along with Jerry Huang, and Jerry is the CFO. Gents, our team at the CSE welcomes you to the exchange. We wish you and your team nothing but success as you move forward in this journey. And we look forward to hosting you on again in the coming months once you've, obviously begun your drill program and you've got some results to talk about.
Sounds good. Thanks, Anil.
Super.